It's the 2K Sports pregame show, brought to you by Kia.
Hello and welcome everybody. Ernie Johnson and my partners, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal on 2K Sports. And at this point in the season, some key storylines have already captured all of our attention. Tonight, we'll see the Los Angeles Clippers as they play against the Miami Heat. For the Heat, these guys are playing good basketball with 7 wins in their last 10 games, and they like their chances tonight. And at times last season, we saw just how good the Heat can be when they're healthy. In your mind, what would be a successful season for this Heat squad?
Well, you know, the great Pat Riley always makes the playoffs. So this year, making the playoffs and getting the most out of those aging vets should be the baseline goal. But, you know, they still got plenty of talent to be dangerous in the East.
Well, this is no Shaquille O'Neal, Dwayne Wade Heat teams, but they still could get back to the Eastern Conference Finals. I think they can sneak in there if they stay healthy. Chris Bosh still has some gas left in the tank, and Chris Bosh is playing like he played in Toronto, but it's still no Shaq and no Dwayne Wade, Miami Heat.
Let's go, Whiteside.
And with that, just about time for tip. We'll see you next time.
Everyone is in their seat and buckled in at the American Airlines Arena as the Heat look to grab a win here in Miami. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Brent Barry and Greg Anthony. We've got David Aldridge reporting from the sideline. Today's game marks the continuation of the Clippers' road schedule. And, of course, Gallinari. And we've been keeping an eye on him. This is the time he's going through now with that new adjustment phase with his new team.
Well, we're about to see what the buzz around the league is all about here. Is it going to be just hype or will it be reality? We will find out here soon enough, along with the fans in this arena and the people watching at home.
And before we get going, let's hear from David Aldridge out on the sideline. David?
Guys, Doc Rivers has the dual role of coach and GM with the Clippers. But if you ask him, it's much the same as his role before. He said there really is no actual difference in the two roles, except when you do disagree. The only difference now is if I really disagree, I get my way. Kevin?
Thanks, DA. And it's probably easier to straddle those roles when the mandate is win now. That's a coach's mentality anyway. And with the season in full swing, you can really start to see teams hitting their stride. Brent, how brutal is that 82-game regular season schedule?
Well, the league can do all they want with trying to eliminate back-to-backs in 4 games in 5 nights, Kevin, but guess what? 82 is 82.
Yes.
And so the marathon right now is in full swing.
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Patrick Beverley out there with Rivers. Then it's Brandon Bass. Then it's Johnson. And it's Gallinari in at the small forward position. He feeds it to Beverley. Back to Gallinari. He dishes it to Bass. 11 feet away. Connects. The jumper drops. Bass has got the first points of the night for the Clippers.
Worked himself into the mid-range area. Smaller defender on him, so that's a high percentage look.
Inside. It's stolen by Bass. Rivers with it. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Orlando.
Felt like he was just a wizard in that one, guys. Some of those passes were absolutely magical. It was fun to watch.
And it's the one thing that this Clippers franchise they can't seem to escape, and that's drama. I mean, every year there seems to be one odd story coming out from this team. You have to think that it wears on their ability to stay focused over the course of the season.
And he prefers to have the ball in his hands to break down the defense. Waiters with the explosive drive there.
Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. Gallinari dishes to Bass. Johnson the screen. Rivers with it. And it's Waiters picking him up. Back to Bass. Shot clock at 5. Fires from 14. Tries to save it, and that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Bass. Just around a minute and a half into the first quarter.
Yo, set it up.
Dragic kicks to Whiteside. There's the pick, and it's Waiters atop the key. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. Well, one thing, Brent, with Dion Waiters is that when he is on, he is red hot. He's one of those players who will get single-digit points for a few weeks, then just explode for 25 or 30 points out of the blue.
Well, that sounds nice, Kevin, but most coaches are seeking consistency, and he's really not had that in the early stages of his career so far. So still trying to figure out his role, but he does bail out his team every now and again with those kind of scoring binges.
And he makes the first.
Still struggling to find some consistency as an offensive player, but Waiters does get to the free throw line a fair amount for a guy who shoots so many threes.
And both free throws good for Waiters. The Clippers have gone 2 or 3 here to start out the game. Beverly against Dragic. Beverly the pass to Gallinari. And the shot is long.
Ill-advised shot there.
And he knows it. Got locked into scoring mode. Couldn't pull it back.
Rivers against Waiters. Back to Dragic. Down to 5 on the shot clock. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Well, getting the ball off the dribble to the bucket is one of Dragic's strengths. You can't afford to let him get that close to the rim, or he's going to get you.
Now here's Beverly. 11 points for him in that last game against the Magic in Orlando. It's stolen by Dragic. Raiders against Rivers. 18 feet out. And it's Winslow that time on the assist from Dion Waiters. Winslow's got his first 2 points. Beverly against Dragic. And Beverly kicks to Bass. Gallinari wide open. Los Angeles with another miss. Now the Heat with it. They've got an 8-0 run. There's the dish to Waiters. Screen by Olynyk. And Waiters kicks to Dragic. Here's Whiteside. And the jam by Whiteside.
Well, when it comes to collecting rebounds, Hassan Whiteside is one of the best in the league. Outstanding job creating a second chance opportunity and getting the shot to go.
Now here's Beverly. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Gallinari outside. Shot clock at 5. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here. Johnson dishes to Rivers. Beverly the pass to Johnson. Good work defensively by Whiteside.
Well, he's a great finisher around the rim, but some stellar defense there stopped that from happening.
Screen by Olynyk. Dragic kicks to Waiters. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession. A quick break in the action. Let's check out the fiercest shot swatters in the league. Hassan Whiteside on top.
What an intimidator he is in the paint. I mean, he shot to the top of that leaderboard, and nobody feels comfortable putting a shot up around him right now.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
And they need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Johnson the screen. Gallinari attacking to stop the run, and Johnson puts it in. Johnson's got his second bucket.
And that putback about as easy a bucket as you're going to get.
And it's a result of the defense not doing its job in the low post, boxing out and preventing second chance points.
Now here's Dragic against Indiana. He was really on his game.
And certainly some credit to the Miami Heat coaching staff last year. Not many thought they'd be as strong as they were. A lot of questions about how the team would fare going into the season. And they surprised a lot of people in the media whose expectations were that Miami would fall off.
And for the Heat, a lot of questions they had were mostly because nobody had seen the core group play together.
Yeah, you imagine the year before with Whiteside's injury and Bosch being out that they didn't get many minutes together on the floor. So for their coaching staff, really incomplete grade as they weren't able to get their roster on the floor at the same time. Still last year showed incredible moxie, got deep into the playoffs, and are ready for another run.
Johnson, he's checked in for the Clippers. He hits the second from the line. Clippers trail by 5. And Beverly kicks to Bass. And Kelly Olynyk is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. Here's Johnson.
And trailing here in the first, you'd like to see them be a little more aggressive on the offensive glass.
Here's Waiters. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. Wesley Johnson picks one up.
Well, he is an offensive threat, and Waiters can draw a ton of shooting fouls when he's aggressive.
The Heat shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
This season, in general, has not been kind to them at the free throw line. Only about 71%.
Free throw, good. Waiters.
And the way that the league is changing, you have to respect the fact that Eric Spoelstra has changed along with it. He's had a lot of small ball during the big 3 years, and he's been able to recognize when it's advantageous to go small with his roster for quite some time.
And both free throws good for Waiters. And thinking about Spoelstra and how he was one of the few coaches to go small a couple years ago, Brent, you have to admire his flexibility in his approach.
Well, I think any coach really relishes the opportunity, Kevin, to have options on the floor. And when LeBron James is playing the 4 spot, he's a mismatch for everybody. Let's face it, when LeBron's on the floor for anybody at any position, he's a mismatch. But Eric Spoelstra did some thinking outside the box and got that team to play championship caliber basketball for 4 straight seasons.
And Olynyk kicks to Whiteside. Heat moving the ball around. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Gallinari leading the charge. And it's blocked by Whiteside.
When you consider just how long and how big Whiteside is down there, it's not surprising that shot blocking is something he does well.
And the Clippers have possession, trailing by 4. Johnson the screen. Gallinari outside. Johnson sends the screen for Gallinari.
Oh, wow.
Hello.
That's a beautiful jam.
And that kind of defense ain't gonna get it done.
Gee, we don't see those kinds of dunks out of him all the time, but we know he's got it in him.
Well, any guy can throw it down against air defending him. Plenty of room, so not so amazing. What does amaze me, though, is that no one came over to contest the play.
That Kia Slam Cam replay really gave you a good look at the action. Winslow's shot is off.
Well, the defense knew exactly how to play his man there. An outstanding effort.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson. And here we can now take a look at how the ratio was between the 3s and the 2s last season for the Clippers.
And we see the central role that long-range shooting played for them offensively. One of the top teams in the league when it came to taking and making the triple.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game. Well, you look at the Miami Heat, and there's a lot of experience on that roster. But you know, Brent, even the role players who have been in this league for a while, well, they've carved out nice roles for the team as well.
Yeah, you can never underestimate what it's like to have experience in the NBA, not only in dealing with training camp and a new coach, but the length of a season, and then potentially, if those things all come together, a nice long playoff run. They play a very controlled style, and Eric Spoelstra has the team pointed in the right direction. Great to see young players like Winslow getting some early important minutes for his career.
Richardson, he's checked in for Miami. Tyler Johnson comes in for Goran Dragic. The Clippers also changing it up. Sam Decker's checked in for Bass. And it's Williams in for Patrick Beverly. Here's Johnson. The rebound by Johnson.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. As the NBA, Brent, becomes more and more of a skill game where versatility is so valuable, you certainly fit that description as a player. Do you like the way the game is going in that regard?
I do like it, Kevin, and I'll return a question to you and ask you if you think that the skills of the players are just more honed than they were maybe 25, 30 years ago because of their availability to these specialized coaches. This was not the way it was for that generation of players.
Excellent point, but have the rules even enhanced it more that players can show more of their skills now?
Yeah, there's no question about it that the league has tended to go towards being able to allow guys freedom of movement, off-ball movement. The flow of the game is much better. The three-point shot, as we've talked about at length, has opened up the floor, and you get to see the grace and athleticism of some of the game's best.
Now here's Johnson. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. To the inside, and taken away by Johnson, and pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. And for a guy with a slight frame, Lou Williams can be one of the most aggressive players in the NBA, especially when driving to the basket.
And Kevin, I call it, he's a professional scorer.
Yes.
He can get streaky hot from beyond the arc, so you have to stay up on him. He puts the ball on the deck and uses his quickness to get past you. You almost always have to foul him to prevent him from getting to the basket, and he shoots a high percentage from the line.
Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line.
And there's no doubt that every offense thinks about Hassan Whiteside and what he can do to you on the defensive end of the floor. He bothers so many shots with his height and his length. His timing to go up and swat shots away is just unprecedented. Nice to have a big man in the league that does things like that on that end of the floor.
Here's Harrell following the score by Miami. Pass to Decker. There's Stevenson, covered by Winslow, and that one misses from Stevenson. For Miami, they've gone just a shade under 50% from the field, 5 of 11. And thinking again on Whiteside, Brent, that is what sticks out to me. His ability to time up blocks with his height is something you very rarely see.
Well, the one thing, Kevin, he does so well is the long arms. He keeps them down and then extends them as quick as possible to get to the ball. And I think that offensive players don't realize he's got a chance to get to him. But that's why he's one of the league leaders in block shots.
Here's Olynyk following the basket by Sam Decker. Winslow kicks to Whiteside. Not going to go that time. And the Clippers will come the other way. Last game matched up with the Magic. A tough loss there.
Guys, it was like there was a lid on the basket in that game. No matter how many plays you make at the defensive end, hard to overcome such a lack of production offensively.
Yes, accuracy was not their strong suit, and it wasn't necessarily because the D was so tough. They created a lot of open looks. They just couldn't hit anything.
Miami shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here. No good on that one. Good on the second free throw.
Yeah, a lot of whistles here early, as well as foul trouble starting to be an issue.
Decker dishes to Williams. Now here's Decker. D right on him. Out to the wing. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Williams for 3, and it's Williams again missing.
And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
Johnson kicks to Winslow. Down low, and it's Richardson slamming it down.
Like the quick pass from Winslow. Love to see that kind of unselfish play.
The Clippers trail. Johnson outside. There's a good screen. Pass to Williams. The 3. Another miss by Williams. Looking at Miami, they took their win in their last game against the Indiana Pacers.
The thing I took away from that game was just how dominant they were on the backboard.
Yeah, their rebounding edge was massive. It's a testament to how hard they worked in that game, in and around the rim. Just outstanding effort.
And here is Los Angeles now, following the score by Miami. Here's Harrell, and Whiteside sends it back. Inside, out of bounds, the Clippers take possession.
And checking out the numbers for Whiteside, over the last month, he has been spectacular. He's averaging 15 points a game, 19 rebounds, and 3.5 blocks. He has been terrific throughout, putting up some huge numbers offensively.
Now here's Williams. 9 points last game. And the pass to Stevenson, feeds to Decker. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Clippers will retain possession. A different look for Miami. Hammonds, he's checked in for Whiteside. Johnson comes in for Kelly Olynyk, and it's Luke Babbitt in for Justice Winslow. Shot clock at 5. Decker passes to Williams. Fades away. Offensive rebound. Stevenson. It's deflected. They retain possession.
And on the glass so far, it hadn't even been close.
It's Richardson on the wing. He's guarded by Johnson. Johnson against Williams. Pass to Hammonds. Babbitt from long range. The rebound by Stevenson. Clippers trail by 4. Outside Williams. Back to Johnson. Looking to end the drought. That doesn't go, and he's 0 of 1 from the field. For Miami, they've gotten 7 of their first 16 field goal attempts to go down here in the first.
And that's how the coach would draw it up on the fast break from start to finish.
Exactly. They get out quickly, executed to perfection.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Down low. Williams against Richardson. Down it goes for his 3rd basket in as many tries.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
And for the Clippers, they're shooting down around 24%. Obviously, they've struggled. Williams a screen. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Here's Stevenson to the inside. It's tipped and stolen by Richardson. Oh, and a fast break for the Heat. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And the foul called on Los Angeles. These are his 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. That's good from Richardson. Second free throw, no good. Johnson. He doesn't hit that one. And so the first quarter's in the books. It's the Heat up 9. And we'll be back right after this. And forward James Johnson battled his way back into the league after some stints abroad. He talked about his approach to the game.
I play the game how it's supposed to be played. I play offense, I play defense, I rebound, steals, blocks. You know, I'm pretty much that guy who likes to work hard and don't want anybody to beat him out, you know, except the challenge.
That's exactly the kind of hard-nosed, old-school attitude that coaches just love.
And Kevin, and so do his teammates. I mean, a guy like that brings out the best in everybody on that team. They just kind of feed off of his effort and desire.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And let's quickly break down the game we've been seeing from the Heat, guys.
You can tell the point of emphasis has been to get to the offensive glass.
Yeah, you see they're attacking from all angles and carving out position in the paint, racing in from the perimeter. You have to box out everyone.
So for the Clippers right now, they've got Gallinari, Rivers out there with Patrick Beverley. Then it's Brandon Bass, and it's Johnson in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
Respecting the effort from Gallo there, works his way near the rim, and no one stops him from doing his thing there.
There's the screen. Dragic kicks to Waiters. To the middle. Got a piece of it. He has a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, the Miami Heat is still relevant in the East. The team made some excellent roster moves to bring in new talent after losing LeBron James to Cleveland a couple of years ago. Coach Spoelstra said, how many teams, if you lose the best player in the game, can have a compelling team 13 months later? You know, Kevin, in Miami, they don't stay down for long.
Thank you, D.A. A championship caliber organization from the top down. Now, here's Dragic. Kicks it to Waiters. A three ball. That's in, coming off an assist from Dragic. That's 10 points for Dion Waiters.
It's a thing of beauty when it goes in. Waiters with his own style from deep.
Very pretty alley-oop layup. And now a 9-point Miami lead.
Oh, and just a soft touch on both ends of that pretty alley-oop.
I got to say, when he threw the pass, I didn't know where it was going.
Well, Dragic is very good with the basketball, but it seems like he's even better after he gets pressured. He does not dribble himself all that often into situations he can't find his way out of, either with the bounce or with the pass.
Here's Dragic after the Clippers pick up 2. Hangs in midair and converts on the double clutch layup. Dragic has got the lead up to 9 now for Miami. And the shot is good from Johnson.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Johnson the screen. Dragic dishes to Babbitt. Pass to Hammonds. The feed to Johnson. Clock at 4. Here's Babbitt. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Johnson's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And it's Gallinari missing.
And so far, he has not had his usual effort in this one, and it's really hurting the team.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the deep.
When you look back over the career of Dragic, and he's always been mindful to take smart shots, Brent, his offensive efficiency reflects that, and it's rare to see him get bullied into a bad shot.
Well, Dragic has had a great field goal percentage for a scoring combo guard his whole career, but you can imagine, Kevin, how much pressure there is to join a team like the Miami Heat. That can affect some of your confidence. We'll see if Dragic can reestablish that here.
Brent, we always hear about the guard positions being a point guard and a shooting guard, but do you feel as if those distinctions now are blending and we're not seeing the designation as much?
It has become more of a positionless game, Kevin, and I think what's happened is the offenses in the league are starting to recognize the skill set of some of the players who are coming out of not only high school but college, and using them in various ways where you don't need to specifically be a power forward or a back to the basket player. Those just don't exist anymore.
Now here's Beverly. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game.
Well, it's one thing to play good defense, but then to alter the shot and get the rebound, that's a good day's work.
And he can extend the lead to double digits. Clippers trail by 9. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
Well, that's one of his best attributes, is his passes hit guys in stride.
Waiters passes to Babbitt. Dragic at the elbow. The 10-footer. And off the front iron, and in it goes. Dragic has got 8 points.
Well, a good first quarter, good second. This could be a big night.
Everly with the ball. And it's Johnson picking him up. And Bass kicks to Gallinari. Back to Bass. That's tipped. Dishes it to Rivers. Fade away. Miami grabs the miss.
Control the glass.
Here's Waiters. Oh, and the jam by Waiters.
A versatile scorer. Waiters has got it going tonight. He can play on and off the ball. No one's been able to stop him here.
Clippers trail by 11. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
And the Clippers decide to take their first timeout here.
Yeah, it's got to be concerned with all the missed shots here, and every team goes through cold streaks. You just got to figure out a way to stay productive.
You just don't want to get to a point where you're forcing too much, not just letting the opportunities come within the flow of your offense.
And a moment here to check out the numbers for Waiters. He's averaging 15 points a game, 4 assists, and 2 rebounds. And the numbers won't wow you, but I like the effort he brings to the table each and every night.
Rivers dishes to Beverly. Gallinari outside. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And you have to feel good about seeing Gallinari out there healthy. He's missed so much time in his career, Brent, due to injuries that you just can't prepare for.
I mean, imagine in the prime of your playing career to miss an entire season. He came back better than ever from his knee surgery. And you always wonder if players returning from such injuries will be more cautious with their play. It's interesting to see Gallinari regaining that confidence and form.
And he's good on the second.
So much talk about Gallinari and his size and skill as a shooter, but one of the big reasons why his game can expand is the fact that he can attack the rim and do it more frequently. Shows no fear when he goes inside to try and find his way to the free throw line.
And Bass kicks to Gallinari. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
And Gallo does an outstanding job there getting into the contact as he was shooting.
And Brent, you mentioned the fouls that Gallinari draws. He's nearly double the amount of free throw attempts he gets now compared to the early part of his career.
I believe that to be a conscious decision from Danilo to not settle for the three-point ball. And again, Kevin, after years in the league, you find ways where you can be effective as a scorer. That doesn't mean just shooting threes. It means getting to the free throw line.
And didn't have a single free throw in that first quarter, but he started to play with a little bit more of an edge to his game here in the second.
gets them both. And the league is in transition, a healthy debate about who is the league's best player. I'll pose this question to you. If you were going to pick one player, who would it be?
Well, LeBron James is undoubtedly still the best player in the NBA, and if you haven't watched the past 2 NBA finals, shame on you.
Because he has been historically good in both.
Well, by the time it's all said and done, we've got 4 or 5 years still of LeBron doing what it is that he's done and marching up these incredible ladders, all the statistical significance and history that he's setting. But if we look at some of the young players, Kevin, the interesting debate will be, will Karl Anthony Towns or Anthony Davis be the guy moving forward? I think you'd find it interesting if you took a poll as to which coaches would take which player first. I think you'd be surprised at those results.
Are you saying Towns?
I might say Karl Anthony Towns.
I know. I can see the smile on your face. Kelly Olynyk's checked in for the Heat. So he comes up empty at the line. Clippers trail by 8. And Beverly kicks to Bass. Now here's Dragic, the fast break opportunity. It's tipped. Now the Clippers moving it up. Beverly with the ball. A nice shot by Gallinari.
And a terrific job on both ends of that sequence. Very slick steal and great transition offense.
And Waiters kicks to Olynyk. To the middle. And now the Clippers on the break. Rivers has got the ball. That's basket number 2 with his 3rd shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
I tell you what, they won't be down for long if they can get some more early offense like that.
Dragic left side. Screen by Olynyk. Fires from the line. Here's Johnson. No good, unable to end this run.
Well, it looked like he was hesitating on that one, guys. Have no clue why, though.
Count that one. Now just a 2-point Heat lead.
And maybe a little disengaged in the first quarter. Ball didn't come his way. He's really provided some scoring in the second quarter of action.
Now here's Waiters. He's got 12. He kicks to Dragic. Here's Hammonds. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. Hammonds got his first points of the game.
Nice job creating for the easy deuce.
From deep, Gallinari buries it from 3-point range.
And boy, has he picked it up since the start of the second. His shots now starting to fall.
Waiters passes to Johnson. Good ball movement here by the Heat. Here's Hammonds. Screen by Olynyk. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. The Heat have made 9 free throws in the game, 14 attempts. That's good from Johnson. A different look for Miami. Whiteside's checked in for Hammonds. Josh Richardson comes in for Dion Waiters. And it's Johnson in for Goran Dragic. So Johnson hits 2 of them. And it's the Clippers with the ball. It's a 3-point game, and this is their first time matched up with this year's Heat team.
Yeah, and they got the better of this matchup both times they faced off last season. Do they still have their number?
Well, we'll find out. Such talent on the floor tonight on each side of the matchup. There's some conference pride at stake, too. Both teams being among the cream of the crop in the East and the West.
Now here's Johnson after Sam Decker's miss. Johnson inside. He can't get it to go. The Clippers go the other way with it. And the foul on Tyler Johnson. That is his first foul of the game. Justice Winslow, he's checked in for James Johnson. Clippers trail by 3. Outside Williams. He feeds it to Harrell. Outside Williams. 6 to shoot. From the wing. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. And now a chance to take a look at the shot chart.
And guys, really the story for him has been his struggles from mid-range. I mean, some of them have been rushed. Others were just tightly contested. But he has to be a lot smarter on when to pull up or when to look for a teammate going forward in terms of winning this game.
The Heat leading by 3. Johnson outside. Olynyk up top. Lets it go. That's good, and Johnson with the assist.
I know the difficulty degree there high, but he drains it.
The Clippers' shooting struggles apparent. 37% from the field. They set the pick. Harrell setting the pick for Williams. Over in the corner, Decker from beyond the arc. Miami grabs the miss. Whiteside's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Johnson dishes to Olynyk and stolen by Williams. Passes it to Harrell. Back to Williams. And they're on the 2K leaderboard of the teams that have been tormenting opponents defensively this month. Number 1, the Heat.
They've been playing great lockdown defense over the past month. They close out on shooters extremely well and do not allow easy looks.
Two shots.
Throw good. Lewis Williams.
The team just cannot get into a groove from the free throw line. It's a common problem for them.
And both free throws good for Williams. And here are the Heat now. Now here's Johnson. He dishes it to Whiteside. Johnson the screen. Whiteside kicks to Richardson. Feeds to Olynyk. Off the pick. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. Olynyk's got his 2nd basket of the night.
The pick definitely could have been better. Didn't fully commit to it, but it was still just enough to get his teammate enough room to knock down the shot.
Williams against Johnson. Williams passes to Stevenson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Again, Williams missing.
Well, this has been a night where you can look at his shooting and his performance, and it's affected the team. That's the bottom line.
Now the dish to Richardson. Always going up for the alley-oop here. And Johnson with the stuff.
And nice job again. That time to add to their lead. They're doing everything right at the moment.
They're clearly dialed in, making each possession count. Now the challenge is, let's maintain that focus and concentration.
And here is Los Angeles now. After the Heat pick up 2. Decker, that one wide left.
And really credit their advantage on the backboard. That's where the lead has been built, and that's why they are in control. And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, the 10th pick in the draft can sometimes be a diamond in the rough. You remember Paul Pierce went to the Celtics many years ago with the 10th pick, and Justice Winslow fell to the Heat with the 10th pick a couple of years ago. From day one, Winslow has proven to be on the elite side of defenders in the league. Eric Spoelstra told us he plays with a veteran poise, but also with a youthful intensity, particularly on the defensive end. Kevin, he's been a great fit in Miami.
He just makes winning plays, D.A. Thank you. Here's Olynyk, following the score by Lou Williams. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. And he knocks down the first one. The Heat making a switch here. Babbitt's checked in. And Richardson drops them both. Clippers trail by 9. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Tipped away. Here's Johnson, and it's Johnson with the jam.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
Well, it fires up your teammates and the fans when you make plays like that out in the open court and explosive.
There's a screen. Here's Babbitt, and it's in there. Babbitt's got 4 this quarter.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
It's deflected.
And the 6'7", 225-pound Winslow rises up and swats that shot away with great athleticism.
Taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. And here is Johnson. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. To stop the run. No good that time. And that concludes the first half. Heat lead by 15. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. James, you came out and you were really productive. In fact, the whole bench was productive.
Yeah, of course, you know, that's what the second unit is for. We go hard in practice. We know we can play with the best of them, and we just want to give our first guys the first group a lift.
You certainly did, James. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
First half in the books. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Welcome back as we break down all the action. So it's Miami who's out on top at the half. They lead by 15. Kenny, what's your take?
Their ability to get into the paint and get to the rim has been deadly, constantly attacking the basket. It was clearly their intention right from the start to pound it inside as much as possible. And I don't see them straying from that strategy in the second half. It's going to be another paint-based attack.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on the Clippers?
That was very undisciplined half of basketball they just played. You can see it in all the points they gave up at the free throw line. Listen, I don't mind the aggressive attitude, but they took it too far with all the silly, crazy fouls.
And that about wraps it up, as the second half is just moments away. Now down to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the crew, and we will see you after the game, won't we?
Yes, we will.
Yes, we will.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. One of the stories here, Dion Waiters getting it done today.
And he just went off in those first 2 quarters, guys. He's capable of doing that on a consistent basis as well. So we might see some changes from a defensive standpoint as they try to disrupt his rhythm in the second half.
There's got to be some consideration that double teams will be sent his way. Of course, that's going to leave someone else wide open.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. On the court for the Heat, Dion Waiters is out there with Dragic. Then there's Whiteside. Then it's Justice Winslow. And it's Olynyk in at the 4 slot. For Los Angeles, they have been shooting right around 75% at the line, 9 of 12 so far.
And collectively, they're only about 73% as a unit right now.
And the first one at the line is good. Rivers hits both of them. so it's Miami now. Now Dragic, and taken away by Johnson. Here's Rivers, and he converts the layup. Rivers has got 11 points.
Fantastic awareness out on the floor. That's a textbook assist.
Dragic left side, and Winslow now top of the key. The 11-footer, and Olynyk at the basket on the assist by Winslow. Winslow's got 3 assists tonight.
Well, I think GMs basically were salivating over the fact that Winslow was going to come into this league and be an impact defender. He's got great hands and great feet to stick with who it is that he's defending, and that wingspan certainly disrupts passing lanes.
4 on the clock. Here's Beverly, and Winslow pulls it down.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
And the jam by Whiteside.
Some guys have a hard time finding their teammates in those possessions. Dragic is always looking to dish to get it to the open man.
And with Winslow in his defense, as you were saying, Brent, it isn't all that physical. He has a great mindset for being a stopper on the defensive end.
Well, maybe he's taken a page out of a fellow Dookie in Shane Battier, because playing defense at this level is about doing your research and game planning. Shane, one of the best, and Winslow has those kind of instincts.
Clippers trail by 15. And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. Bass, a screen on Winslow. The pass to Beverly, and it's blocked. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Dragic. Here's Beverly. He has 5. Clock at 2. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
And checking out the stats for Beverly. How his last 10 games have gone. He's averaging 10 points a game, 7 assists, and 2 rebounds. And some pretty good numbers, guys. He's certainly making a contribution.
Outside Dragic. To the inside, Olynyk, and the dunk by Olynyk.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. Now here's Beverly. Gallinari outside. Bass with the screen. Off the screen. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. Here's our 2K leaderboard with the list of the teams that have been on fire from beyond the arc over the past month. The Clippers in second.
Over the last month, they've been extremely disciplined on the perimeter, not really rushing to get attempts off, but taking their time to find the best looks.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
You know, he just, like every other coach, can't stand when the defense gives up points on the inside. And boy, are they struggling in there.
Yeah, some of that right now might be a lack of toughness, but you can't combine that with laziness. Guys are not crashing down and closing off those driving lanes.
Yeah, none too pleased with the play of his team. And you know what? They just need to get things sorted out.
Well, when your opponent keeps piling on like this, your only choice is to get together during a timeout and fix it.
Hammonds, he's checked in for Miami. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east already. We are in December. Take a look at the Bulls. They like where they stand right now, perched in that topmost position. And, of course, there's the Heat, 3 games behind.
And right now for Miami, a lot to live up to this season. And really, they have come through. It can be hard on a team when the expectations are that high, trust me. But it has not bothered them one bit.
Well, as high as those expectations were, they've only gotten higher as the season has gone along. They look poised to make a serious run at the trophy come playoff time.
Here's Dragic. Gallinari making his last shot. Olynyk the pass to Hammonds. And another basket for Miami.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Waiters against Rivers. Gallinari outside. Takes the 3. Down goes basket number 6 for him this game. He's taken 12 shots and made half of them.
Look, I checked the numbers, guys. We know he is great from out there. He made 1 in the first half. Now he has 1 so far in this half. Look out.
Now here's Winslow. He's making his presence felt offensively with his scoring average up there at almost 13 points a game. Yep, that one goes in there.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
Johnson outside. Gallinari against Winslow. And that one drops. Bass has got his 3rd basket of the night.
Love to see passes to guys on the move that are on target. They don't break stride.
Dragic kicks to Olynyk. Pass to Waiters. Over to the wing. Here's Dragic. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
That's exactly how you have to defend him. He's a guy that the D needs to be aware of at all times.
Bass with the screen. And Gallinari kicks to Bass. To the paint. Winslow's shot is off.
Nice effort on the alley-oop, but probably not a good choice.
Yeah, I like the thought, but the execution was not there.
And Gallinari kicks to Bass. Everly with the ball. He's got 5. Back to Bass. Shoots from 12. And he gets it back. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down. Bass has got 8.
And the shooting has really been there for him today, but he may have to take it upon himself to continue to carry this team and try and get out of this hole.
Now here's Dragic. 8 points for him. Kicks it to Olynyk. Pass to Waiters. That one doesn't drop. And it's the Clippers taking it the other way. They've got the Wizards ahead of them for the next game. It's in Washington. That'll be the 3rd game of this 3-game road trip.
I mean, even from over here, you could see that one pretty clearly.
And the first one at the line is good. And the Heat with some changes. James Johnson's checked in for Kelly Olynyk. And it's Luke Babbitt in for Winslow. And so Bass nails both of them.
Always a steady hand there at the free throw line.
The Heat leading by 10. Outside Dragic. Johnson the screen. Dragic dishes to Waiters. From 15 feet away, and that's good off the glass that time. He's got 14.
This is where Waiters can continue to improve his offensive game, draining the jumper with a hand in his face.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
Just trying to get a break in the action to clear some heads here. I mean, they've gone ice cold, and not a bad idea to give them a little quick breather.
Well, take your breather, but then come up with a game plan or a set that produces something high percentage. Let's get back on track.
One of the stories here, Dion Waiters getting it done today.
Yeah, I'm not so sure the defense knows how they can stop this guy, and I'm not so sure the coach knows either. This guy's absolutely on fire.
And a chance here to take a look at the shooting chart.
And every time he's pulled up from deep and let it fly, it's found a way to catch iron. Not sure if it is something with his release or the defense is bothering him on his threes, but I would expect him to attack the rim a bit just to kind of mix things up.
Rivers with it. Now guarded by Dragic, and it's Dragic with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. On defense, Miami. Bass with the screen. Beverly the pass to Bass. And here's Gallinari outside and out of bounds as the Heat gain possession. Miami leading by 12. Dragic kicks to Babbitt. Now the feed to Waiters. Three-pointer, and again, Miami with the triple.
Well, he is an offensive weapon, especially when Waiters gets locked in the catch-and-shoot game.
Dishes it to Bass. A great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
And really nothing like a good old-fashioned throwdown to get a team going.
And Greg, they do need to get going. They wouldn't mind, shaving a couple more points off that lead right away.
Yeah, they should bring out a big razor right now, Kevin. A great start, an aggressive move to show they're not going to lay down.
Babbitt passes to Hammond. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
2.
No good on the free throw. Well, Commissioner Adam Silver mentioned at some point they'll look at potentially expanding the NBA draft to 3 rounds. It's been that before in 1988. Used to be, what, 6-7 rounds?
That's correct.
A long time ago, Brent. Should the league go back to a 3-round draft?
Why not?
But how about some of these names deep in the second round? These are kids that get cut immediately.
Well, you don't have to watch it, Kevin, but it'd be good for the league
But
to
we
have
love
3
the
rounds.
league, so of course you watch it.
Yeah, and you think about the hundreds of potential players that can make the NBA, certainly be on a summer league roster so that the teams can evaluate them over the next 3 months before the NBA season gets started. So why not 3 rounds?
They are just killing them on the interior.
Shooting one.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
Well, Heat leading by 10. Outside Dragic. Johnson the screen. Off the screen. And the shot falls short this time. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 4 in 3-point shots here in the third. Tips it. Babbitt grabs the board.
Well, his offense just has not been there tonight, and he needs to step up his game because there's still time to recover.
And the 3 ball is good. Babbitt's got his 3rd basket of the night.
And really no one trying to run him off that spot, so very calm as he drained that 3.
Right at the free throw line. Rebound by the Heat.
Yeah, it's one of those quarters where you're just incredibly frustrated that you did not impact it the way you wanted to. So nothing going right now.
Yes, that goes in. And that's 10 points for Goran Dragic.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
It's stolen by Dragic. Johnson kicks to Waiters. Dragic against Johnson. Babbitt's shot is off. Clippers trail by 15. Decker dishes to Williams. He kicks it to Johnson. Harrell setting the pick for Johnson. Clock at 6. Inside. Outside Williams. Here's Stevenson. It's deflected.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
And now here comes Williams leading the break. Basket counts. Williams has got 7.
How's that for a quick possession?
He did not hesitate one bit. Great explosion.
And the Heat call time here.
Yeah, you know what? I think he thinks he can make a few improvements to how things are going on right now.
Yeah, I agree. A good time out here if that's the case. No reason to waste precious seconds to get together.
A different look for Miami. Whiteside's checked in for Hammond. Josh Richardson comes in for Waiters. And it's Tyler Johnson in for Goran Dragic. The Heat leading by 13. Johnson, the pass to Johnson. He feeds it to Whiteside. Back to Johnson. Here's Richardson. And that one is off. Some solid defense from Johnson. Passes it to Williams. Wide open look. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. Williams has got 4 points in the quarter. Miami's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. Johnson kicks to Johnson. Back to Johnson. He dishes it to Johnson. That's in, coming off the assist from Johnson. Johnson's got his 3rd assist on the night.
And an open path to the hoop there. Easy bucket. We've seen that far too many times today.
And knowing that's the kind of D the opposition has been playing, he's going straight for the jugular, just like he should.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
That's his first personal foul. Josh Richardson. 2.
The first free throw is good. And Richardson drops them both. 1:49 left in the 3rd quarter of the game. Here's Decker. Feeds it to Harrell. Tries from 10. And it's Whiteside with the rebound. Whiteside's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. And it's on Whiteside signing a max contract to return to the Miami Heat this summer. What a dramatic change of fortune for a player, Greg, who'd bounced around early in his career.
And how about it, Kevin? I think he may be the first player in history to jump from making the NBA minimum to the NBA maximum in one season. He's going to be making 30 times more than he did last year. And who wouldn't like that kind of a pay raise?
Let's now take a moment to view the league's leading rebounders. Second is Hassan Whiteside. DeAndre Jordan third.
Guys, we're lucky to get to watch 2 of the league's most outstanding rebounders on the same court here today.
We've got 1:08 left here in the 3rd quarter. Richardson dishes to Babbitt. Just 5 to shoot. Basket good. Babbitt's got 9.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
There's a good screen. Williams passes to Stevenson. Here's Johnson. Got a piece of it.
Yeah, pretty safe to say that this is the kind of game that you just want to flush as soon as you get done with it.
They're doing well overall, but the turnovers have been the exception.
Outside Williams. To the inside to end the run. And no problem from Harrell as he finishes at the rim. Harrell's got 5 points in the quarter.
A nice pass in close quarters. Sometimes those can be tricky.
Johnson kicks to Whiteside. Inside. And he makes good on the layup. 11 points in the game.
Nice job working his way inside for the high percentage look.
Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Now here's Johnson. There's a screen from past the arc. He's off on that one. And as we end the 3rd quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. It's the Heat up 19. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. Let's hear what Doc Rivers has going on over in his huddle.
Hey guys, I told you, one bucket at a time, all right? One bucket at a time and extra passes. Extra passes. Let's go, baby.
Doc Rivers keeping his guys focused on the moment, trying to maximize the results of each possession.
Yeah, and there's no value in getting too far ahead of yourself. Just run the offense the way it was designed and just look for good shots each possession.
And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the fourth, we've got Johnson. Brandon Bass is out there with Gallinari, and it's Rivers, and it's Beverly in at the one.
My goodness, he is such a great dunker.
Greg, a high riser, no doubt about it. Bass, a screen on Johnson. Beverly dishes to Gallinari. Bass with the screen. He tries for three, and it's Gallinari missing. The Heat leading by 21. Winslow kicks to Whiteside and taken away by Johnson. Here's Beverly. Offensive rebound. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. 10 points for Johnson.
And all those second chance points have given them a boost here in the second half, and that's a great way to cut into the lead.
Johnson, the pass to Richardson. And out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession.
Yeah, not a highlight reel play there. He needs to be aware of where he is on the court at all times.
Beverly wide open. That three off the mark.
I don't even know why he's attempting some of those shots. It's just not smart basketball, and he needs to be more patient and let the offense come to him naturally. As soon as that pass was released, Whiteside's eyes lit up, and he finishes that off with some style.
About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. Here's Bass, and it's Hassan Whiteside with the rebound. Whiteside's got rebound number 12 here already in the game. Richardson. The dish now to Johnson. We've heard a lot of talk around the league about the strain of the regular season, Brent. 82 games, putting a strain with the back-to-backs of 4 games in 5 nights.
I'm getting tired of you just talking about it, Kevin.
I'm tired of saying it.
I'm exhausted.
So what's the solution?
I really think that the preseason only needs to be 4 games. You could also do something, Kevin, with regards to training camp where you'd have players in their first through 4 seasons come in for 10 days prior to the veterans coming into camp, the 4 preseason games, and then you're ready to go. So the NBA now, with their 22 affiliations with NBA D-League teams, have the opportunity for those guys to get in shape and learn the system going in between the big ball club and the D-League. But I think a shorter preseason schedule is on the horizon.
Excellent thoughts.
Richardson. 2.
He misses the free throw. He's off on the second. Clippers trail by 21. And here's Rivers. Here's Bass. And finished off by Bass.
And not the prototype power forward, but he has tremendous athletic ability.
Dragic dishes to Whiteside. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Richardson kicks to Olynyk. It's rebounded by Bass. Bass has got his 4th rebound in this one. And Whiteside sends it back. That's good. Basket number 5 on a 5-for-8 night shooting.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
Start it.
Well, even in Winslow's short stint at Duke University, you could tell he was a winner. He helped lead that team to a collegiate title and showed up with huge games with everything on the line.
Brent, as you said, Winslow Jesus is winning and has found success at every level, starting all the way in his high school days in Houston.
Well, sometimes people get caught up in the players' numbers. Winslow really doesn't show any discernible skill that makes him stand out, but his smarts and his acumen certainly stand out. That's why he attended Duke.
And Miami making a change here. Waiters is checked in. Beverly against Dragic. Now here's Beverly, guarded closely. Out to the right wing. Here's Rivers, and the shot is long.
And you know what? That's one of those heat checks if he's taking shots like that.
And even though he's been on a roll tonight, that one was a bit forced.
Parked down low that time, and he got the 3-second call. And it's something the NBA, Brent, has been discussing between the franchises for a few years now. What are your thoughts on having ads on NBA jerseys now?
Kevin, I don't really have a problem with it as long as it's tastefully done, and I hope the league does their due diligence in making sure that it looks respectable and we don't lose the beautiful, unbelievable logos that we're so familiar with, that we've seen for years and years, and that those colors are well represented.
No clutter, but we see so much of it in arenas with the music and the constant advertising that goes on scoreboards and around the building inside.
Well, they're there to make some money, aren't they, Kevin?
They are.
Okay, so.
Now here's Waiters. Danilo Gallinari unable to get his last shot to go. Waiters passes to Olynyk. Another shot. He lays it in.
Yeah, these defenders just look a bit overmatched, especially inside.
They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Winslow against Gallinari. Back to Johnson. Good work defensively by Whiteside.
Oh, tough D on the inside.
That's really one of his specialties, altering shots in close.
A 3-ball. The shot will not fall. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. High post try. No good off the front iron. The Heat leading by 23. Olynyk up top. He's guarded by Bass. And the jam by Whiteside.
Well, whenever Whiteside has a chance to dunk, man gon' dunk.
Beverly dishes to Gallinari. Now Beverly. Back to Gallinari. Off the mark, and the drought continues.
And listen, sometimes even the best of us are going to miss the easiest of opportunities.
For 3, Olynyk 6 for 10 with that shot going in. That's a good game for a lot of guys.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
For 3, rebound by the Heat. Olynyk's got 9 rebounds now tonight.
Yeah, this is a terrible start for him, and it has to be weighing on him.
Now the pass to Waiters. And that's going to be a travel. Look at the elite players in the NBA, a much more tight-knit bunch than maybe in decades past. Brent, not as much animosity as we used to see between players on different teams. Do you agree with that? And maybe more importantly, why is it different now than it was then?
We always talk about the AAU programs and what it is that these elite players are offered up in terms of their early stages of development, Kevin. When you're in 6th grade and you know somebody from DC is friends with somebody in Oakland because they get to see one another throughout the course of the AAU programs over the summer and where these tournaments are held, it's understandable that the elite players in the NBA are going to have relationships that exist before they get there. So I don't have any problem with it whatsoever.
Now Beverly, after Dion Waiters' 3-pointer that didn't go. And that one's good. Beverly
Great instincts on his part right there to sense the opening and then exploit it.
Dragic with it. Pass to Haslam. Back to Dragic. Intercepted. Anderson wide open. They get it back. Johnson kicks to Anderson. It's good with the assist that time from Johnson. Johnson's got 3 assists in the game. Miami leading by 23. Pass to Ellington. Haslam, a screen on Anderson. Hammonds passes to Haslam. Rebound by the Clippers. Bass has got his 5th rebound in this one. And here's Anderson from the arc. Anderson can't get that one to fall. The Heat have gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the 4th and even 50%. Pass to Magruder from deep. It's rebounded by Bass. Bass has got 6 rebounds here tonight. Here's Anderson. Here's Johnson. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
And Brent, when you were drafted and played your first game, what was the biggest difference between the NBA and the college game that you noticed, in the first month or so as a pro?
When you step into an NBA practice gym, Kevin, and you watch a small forward or a power forward spot up and shoot 18-footers, you can immediately see the talent level and skill level difference between every college player and what the NBA player offers up. These are pros who get the job done, and you see it immediately.
Well, they always talk about the speed. I'm sure that plays into it, too. The difference in the speed level from college to pro.
Well, speed, strength, size, intellect. Tell me when you want me to stop, Kevin.
But skill is at the top for you.
The skill of the big men is something that you can immediately see and is decidedly different from between college and the NBA.
Great answer. And Gallinari kicks to Johnson. A stupendous finish in traffic. Johnson's got 4 this quarter.
Got to give a ton of credit to the screener there. That was a perfect pick to give his teammate the space to knock down the shot.
Dragic left side. Kicks to Winslow. That one off the back iron and out.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Here's Rivers. The Clippers rebound.
And that's a nice job on the offensive glass there. That'll let them work the clock even more.
The Heat leading by 21. Dragic kicks to Whiteside to the left side wing. Winslow against Gallinari. Poked loose. It's stolen by Bass. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Pulls up. Hassan Whiteside grabs the miss.
Well, after an impressive first half, he's just not been able to get the room or get anything going here in the second.
Clippers trail by 21. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Yeah, tough with his shot so far off right now. They're going to have to tap someone else to step up until he finds it.
Now, here's Richardson. Whiteside kicks to Dragic. Heat moving the ball around. 6 on the shot clock, and it's slammed in by Whiteside.
Oh, yeah, he put some anger behind that one.
You're telling me. Los Angeles has gone into a funk from downtown in the 4th. Only 1 of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. And the Clippers call time here. Big part of the NBA's new TV deal, Brand, a provision to allow for digital distribution of games via tablets and smartphones here. I know you're looking at one right now. I know you catch games at airports and on the go when you're traveling.
Well, Kevin Harlan, anytime you're doing a game, it's must-see television, and so I'll watch it.
With the sound down.
No. If anything, I'm connecting 3 Bluetooth speakers to turn it up. I'm totally in with the mobile NBA action, Kevin,
too.
especially for our jobs in broadcasting, to be able to be anywhere and pull out your phone and watch NBA action right there, to hear the great announcers that we have for the 30 teams around the league, to get in-depth analysis and coverage. What a tremendous luxury we have to have NBA on the go.
It's the best. Heat on D. And he gets it to go. And that's now 11 points for Williams.
Terrific effort on that shot. I mean, he's given up a lot of inches in that mismatch.
And that shows once again that craftiness and body positioning can overcome just someone's sheer size.
Now here's Winslow. That's in, coming off an assist from Dragic.
Astounding take by Winslow to get hit and to get the finish.
And the Clippers call time here. And I saw a study recently, Brent, that home court advantage isn't what it used to be.
Well, home court advantage is about a point to a point and a half. I read that very same article, Kevin. So it's interesting.
You sent it to me. You remember that? You sent that article.
Oh, you read the things I sent.
Well, of course I do.
Well,
when you sent it, it hits the priority list. Yeah.
That's a first. So what I like about it, Kevin, is the fact that the three-point line is really changing that huge disparity between what it is that a home court advantage used to be and what it is now. Still vitally important, I think, for young teams throughout the course of the regular season to get themselves in a position to have home court advantage. As slight as it might be, it is still one.
And here's Winslow after Lou Williams was able to get the three to go. And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up.
Seeing that Dragic has averaged 75% from the free throw line during his career, have to feel confident that he's going to knock these down.
Dragic. 2.
And the first one drops. And a new group in for the Heat. Hammonds, he's checked in for Whiteside. Luke Babbitt comes in for Olynyk. Johnson, he's checked in for Justice Winslow. And it's Johnson in for Richardson. And Goran Dragic drops them both.
Well, when it comes to free throws, Dragic is just money from the line.
Johnson against Williams. A minute 42 left in the fourth quarter of this one. 5 to shoot. From the arc. Miami grabs the miss.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Miami.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
So looking at the season total, this will be their 17th win.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone. And so many key players that you could point to tonight, but in particular, a great game for Hassan Whiteside.
You know, the one thing about this performance tonight is the work he did on the rebounding end. He was just a hound for the glass, and nobody outworked him tonight. That's impressive stuff.
Now the Clippers moving it up. Not enough on that one as it misses.
And honestly, not real happy with the shot selection on that one.
Yeah, you want your guys to attack with confidence, but that's just a bad look.
Now here's Johnson. Here's Hammonds. The feed to Johnson. To the middle. Here's Magruder. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. Wesley Johnson picks one up.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
Magruder. 2.
That one is off. Good on the second free throw. We've got 22 seconds left in the game. Johnson against Beverly to the inside. Here's Anderson. Passes to Stevenson. Pulls up on the wing. And that's an air ball. Not even close. Here's Magruder. And so Miami takes this one by a big margin. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home no doubt helps, and the execution was flawless.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Warren. A pretty good performance you put on tonight in front of the fans.
Yeah, great game for us, for our fans. They were amazing. This kind of games is really enjoying to play. We are hustling on every play, defense and offense, and you know, I'm really happy that we won that game.
Yeah, I know that's what you thought it would be like when you got here, and it was like that tonight. Congratulations. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. Now time to head over to the studio where the award-winning Ernie Johnson is with Shaq and Kenny, all standing by. Guys, take it away.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Thank you so much, Kevin. And with this one in the books, we're ready to present our Jordan player of the game, Hassan Whiteside. Of course he had a double-double. Had guys on their heels the entire night trying to match up with him, but he's just too good.
When you talk about Whiteside, you're talking about a guy capable of putting up 20-20 every single night. We've seen him do that more than a few times, and he's going to keep doing it. His rebounding is fantastic. He's always around the ball, and his timing is outstanding. This guy has great shot-blocking instincts.
He was a marksman from the field tonight. No wasted opportunities. He would just wait right there and strike when he was open. And there were few misses on his part.
That's going to do it for our broadcast tonight. We certainly hope you've enjoyed the show, don't we, guys?
It was great.
Yeah. Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and for Kevin Harlan and the entire 2K Sports crew, all 653,000 of them.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Hard-working.
A lot of people.
Yeah. It's a long line at the buffet, though.
Yeah. Shout out to the T-Pose, man.
Oh,
I don't know his name, but I know his face.
I'm Ernie Johnson. See you next time.